Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did this makeup look using all of my favorite drugstore products, minus there was one product that was new that I tried that I'm not so sure if I liked it or not. But anyway, if you guys want to see how I did this look, then just keep watching. Alright, so my skin is already washed and moisturized. The moisturizer that I use in the summer is the CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion. It has an SPF of 30. It looks like this. I find this is a really nice moisturizer. It doesn't have like a sticky feel. It goes on pretty easy, and it does have the SPF for the added sun protection. So that's what I've been using. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my skin using the Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer. It looks like this. Mine is pretty much toast, but I do have a little bit left, so I'm just going to open it up and take out a little bit and put that on my face. And I just use my hands to apply primers. And this is just a really nice illuminating primer, and it is really affordable drugstore option if you like a little bit of glow from within, which is what this primer does. I don't find that this primer adds to the longevity of foundations or anything, but it does give that little bit of a glow when you want it, which is what I like in the summertime, so that's why I use it. And like I said, this one's pretty much empty. I am going to repurchase it later on down the road when I have a little bit less of a primer collection, because I have a few that I kind of want to get rid of. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my base. The foundation that I'm going to be using is the Covergirl Vitalist Elixer foundation. This foundation has an SPF of 20, and I really like this foundation. It has good coverage. It has a really nice matte finish at first, but as you wear this foundation throughout the day, I find it gets a little bit more glowy, and it just looks really nice. The finish is nice, and it's also really long wearing. So I'm just taking that foundation with a beauty sponge. This is the one from Eco Tools, and I really like this sponge because of the tapered end. So I use the bottom for foundation, and then I'll go in with the tip and blend out concealer. So I'm just going to put that foundation all over. And normally I do my eyes first, but I'm going to go in with quite a neutral eyeshadow look today, so that's why I am going ahead with my base. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with concealer, and the concealer that I'm going to be using is the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Concealer. The shade that I have here, it doesn't actually say on it, but it's the lightest shade. It looks like this. This is one of those brush tip applicators where you twist the bottom and the product comes up through the brush. This concealer, it's not full coverage. It's probably a medium coverage concealer, but I do enjoy this concealer because I find that it sits pretty well in my fine lines under my eyes. And I'm just going to put it on there. I don't really particularly enjoy these types of applicators though. And then I'm going to take this tapered corner of this sponge, and I'm just going to bounce that into my skin. And I'm going to take the remaining product and just go over my eyelid to give me a good base for my eyeshadows. And then I'm going to take the bottom of the beauty sponge and I'm just going to go around the edges of that concealer just to kind of blend it in a little bit more with the foundation color. So now I'm going to set my under eyes using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. It looks like this. This is a really, really nice setting powder from the drugstore. I've actually gone through a whole jar of this, and this is my second jar. So now what I do is I take this is a Real Techniques eye brush, and I just take a little bit of that powder and I kind of tap it off, and I just place that very lightly under my eye to kind of set it. I don't bake under my eyes. I find that less product under there looks better on me particularly, so that's why I use this brush, and I just do a tiny little bit, and this is the only brush that I use for this. I find it's perfect. So that's that. I'm not going to set the rest of my face just yet. I am going to go in with my beauty sponge again, and I'm going to go into, this is the NYX Cream Highlight and Contour Palette. It looks like this. I don't use these two shades here, but I do use this shade for cream contouring. And I just take my sponge and I just kind of rub it in there. And then I will just tap that very lightly on the hollows of my cheeks. I've really, really been liking cream contour lately. I find that it just gives a more natural looking contour as opposed to a powder. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more, and I'm just kind of going around the edges of my face and also my forehead just a little bit. Kind of add a little bit of dimension. And then obviously we're going to go over that with bronzer in the end. Right. So now I am going to set the rest of my face. The powder I'm going to be using is the NYX No Filter finishing powder. It looks like this, and it's kind of reminds me of the mineralized skin finishes from MAC. And I'm just going to lightly tap that over my face. I don't like a lot of powder. And I'm going to blend some down my neck too, because I don't want any transfer of foundation. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with my brows. This is the Maybelline Total Temptations Brow Definer. I have the shade Blonde here. I'm just going to use the spoolie and go up through my brows, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And then this is a really nice brow product. It has like a teardrop shape to it, and I find that it's really easy to apply, and because of the shape. And I also find that it lasts really, really long. Like your eyebrows don't come off during the day. I've pretty much been using this brow product consistently probably for the last 4 months, I'd say. I use 2 shades. I use this one, and I can also get away with the soft brown shade. But this is a really nice blonde shade. It's not too warm toned, which is nice. I find it's hard sometimes to find a blonde shade that isn't too red toned. And then I'm just going to comb through those again. So now I'm going to go in with bronzer, and the bronzer I'm going to be using is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This is the one for lighter skin. It's called 01 Natural. Looks like this. This is super affordable. You can pick this up from the drugstore. And I'm just gonna go in with a BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm gonna pick some of that up, and I'm gonna put that on my cheeks. And I always put a little bit on my nose. Some people don't, I do. And I'm gonna blend that up on my forehead. You don't need a lot of this. This is a nice, really warm tone bronzer. I'm using this now because I do have a little bit of a tan, so I can get away with it. I wouldn't be able to wear this shade in the winter though. Alright, so that's what that's looking like. Now for blush, I'm gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Plum Rose. This is a nice, cool toned pink blush, and usually what I do is I just dab a little bit on my cheeks and then I kind of stipple outwards. And this brush is also a BH Cosmetics brush. This is the only blush brush that I use. Alright, so that's that. For highlight, I'm going to go in with, this is the Physicians Formula Natural Nude, I don't know if it's a shimmer brick maybe. It looks like this. It's got like the cute little bow there. And it has some bronzing colors, some peachy pinks, and it also has the lighter white shades. I'm just going to go in with this half, so I'm just going to kind of do one of those with, this is a Morphe M510 brush, and I'm just going to put that on my cheekbones. And I'm going to blend that up here too. This is a really nice natural highlight. I really enjoy this for highlighting. Put some on my nose. And if you get a little bit too much, you can also blend that out. I'm just going to take, this is a BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm just kind of blending it around to give me more of a natural highlight. Blending it in with like the blush and the bronzer and everything. That's kind of a trick that you can use if you go a little bit too far with the highlight. Not saying that I went too far, but I think it just looks a little bit more natural, which is what we're going for today. So the eyeshadow product that I'm going to be using is the NYX I Love You So Mochi palette in the shade Sleek and Chic. It looks like this. I do believe you can still pick this up at the drugstore. I've seen it on sale at quite a few retailers actually. But this is a really nice palette. Like it's all shimmer, but don't let that throw you off. Like the formula in here is actually really nice, and you can actually get like a nice cohesive look with just this palette. So I've been really enjoying this. I don't tend to enjoy drugstore eyeshadows. I never really have. Like even when I didn't have high-end makeup, I used to always just splurge on high-end eyeshadow products because I find that drugstore shadows tend to be patchy, hard to blend. But I don't really have that problem with this palette, and I also find that this palette is something that I use if I'm just doing a quick natural look. I'll grab this palette and pop it on there and I'm good to go. So the first shade I'm going to go into is this shade right here. It's the lightest shade in the palette, and this is a Morphe M441, and I'm just going to put that all over the lid, all over the eye area, kind of as a base. Alright, so the next color I'm going to go into is this color right here with the same brush, and it's a nice kind of taupey brown, and I'm just going to put that in my crease. Blend that out. thought maybe I would zoom you guys in a little bit. Yeah, so you can see what I'm doing. So as you can see, it is a little bit shimmery, that color, but it's not anything too over dramatic for a crease. And I've said before, I'm not opposed to putting shimmers in the crease anyways. I used to do that all the time. Way back in the days when there were no, you know, rules about mattes in the crease and all that. All right, so the next shade that I'm gonna go into is this darker shade right here in the corner. It's kind of a, I don't know what you would call that, like a shimmery, it's like a mix between a burgundy and a taupey brown. I don't know, it's a weird color. I'm gonna put that in the outer corner. And I'm blending that up into my crease, but not as high as the last color. I'm just kind of blending everything around. And the next color I'm going to go into is this pink shade right here, this really light shimmery pink. I'm going to go in with my finger for that, and I'm going to put that on my lid. Everywhere else that I didn't put that last color. And this is a really, really pretty shimmery pink. So you can see, it's super pretty. And these work really, really well with your fingers, these shades. I'm gonna go back in with that same kind of browny burgundy color, and I'm gonna add just a little bit more to the outer corner and just blend a tiny bit. And as you can see, like, I don't have any fallout or anything like that. I'm gonna go in on my bottom lid with, this is a NYX number 14 flat shader brush. And I'm gonna go back into that very first taupey brown shade that we used. And I'm gonna bring that under my eye, onto my lower lash line. And I'm gonna blend that down a little bit, but not too much. So that's what that's looking like. The next thing that I'm gonna use, this I can't say is a favorite because I just picked it up, but it is from the drugstore. It's the Loreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Liquid Eyeliner, and it is in the shade Rose Gold. And as soon as I saw Rose Gold, I was like, I need to try this. So I am going to line my upper lash line with this and try and do a little bit of a cat eye and see what it looks like. Yeah, I don't find that that really shows up at all. Oh, we'll try that again another day. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to go in with my lash curler, and I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. And I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar XFiber mascara. It's the one with the primer and the mascara in one. So you have your primer on one side and your mascara on the other. And it's supposed to have those fibers. So I'm just going to put a couple coats on. Alright, so that's what we're looking like. Just to finish off the eyes, I am going to go back in with that Physicians Formula highlighter that I used. I'm going to take a little bit of that pink white shade with this is just a pencil brush, and I'm going to use that as an inner corner highlight. Alright, so this is what the look is looking like so far. We're just about finished. I'm just going to finish off with a lip color. This is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in the color Tease. And I will place this. What I do is I just place a little bit on my bottom lip. All right, so my camera stopped filming. So basically, I'm not sure exactly how much of that you guys saw, but I will, I'll do it again. Basically, I just take a little bit of that lip product. I just sort of dab right in the center of my bottom lip. And then I just use my finger to blend it out over the rest of my lips. And the reason I do that is because I don't like a totally opaque lip. I don't like the feeling of a lot of product on my lip either. Especially I'm going for natural, so that's what we're looking like. And this is a really good lip product. I find that it does last quite well throughout the day. So yeah, this is the final look that I did today. And these are a lot of my favorite drugstore products, minus that eyeliner. That was a little funky. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today, and I hope you guys like this look, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.